A second earthquake in just 5 days has struck the Vanuatu Islands in the early hours of Sunday morning. The magnitude 6.2 quake follows a magnitude 7.3.
Whoa, guys, this is a region that has really been trembling a lot. I mean, over magnitude 7, that is something. And I'll show you a few pictures of the destruction that it has caused. But look at this picture. You really see that ring of fire, so to speak, that is circling around Australia. But also look at New Zealand. That is basically right on top of it. So these are all the earthquakes that we're seeing there right now. And we have a very, very strong aftershock, 6.2 magnitude, happening in Port Vila in Vanuatu. Vanuatu, this is where we had this magnitude 7.4 on December 17th. So as if that wasn't enough, they didn't need another big shaking like this. So this earthquake zone that we see here near Port Vila on Efate in Vanuatu, it is not coming down. Here is a closer view. And sorry for the snorting in the background. That's my dog, Apollo. That's why I'm in an RV. Check out my playlist, Taking an RV to Save My Dog's Life. I had to go to the US for radiation therapy for him. And my YouTube viewers, you're making this possible with your donations on my buymeacoffee.com website and with your supers. I'm very, very grateful for that. I'll tell you at the end of the video how he's doing. But let's talk about Vanuatu again. So this big aftershock, strong aftershock, 6.2 after this strong 7.4 earthquake that we just had a few days ago. And the current quake basically was located at a depth of 10 kilometers. So this means it was a shallow earthquake. Everything that's up to a depth of 70 kilometers is considered shallow. And because it was shallow, it was therefore felt very strongly over a large area. So things were shaking again. People were scared again, of course, right? After you've been through the 7.4 and then another one like this happens, that is really, really scary because they haven't even recovered from the first one. Problem also is, you know, many communication systems, major damage to all the communication systems in Vanuatu, right? So we don't know, you know, after a big aftershock, maybe people are not even able to report damage or problems. This is, of course, another big problem because, you know, the big quake has caused extensive damage, really, really bad damage to Vanuatu's capital, and at least 12 people were lost in this tragedy. Hundreds of people were missing and still are, and that's a sad part. Organizations estimate that about 40,000 children, only children that we're talking about, need humanitarian aid because of that 7.4 destructive earthquake. And in case you haven't seen the footage, I'm showing you a little bit here that you can really see. This is massive damage. This is not some minor thing. This is really homes collapsing, burying cars underneath and stuff like this. And yeah, the Foreign Office has issued a travel warning for this region and saying like tourists should avoid the area of Port Vila, of course. But if you're traveling to the area as a whole, you have a problem because of the whole archipelago. Their international airport is located there. So if you're traveling to the area, you have no choice, right? But at least for a short time right now. And of course, that travel warning is not only because of the first 7.4 earthquake, also because of the aftershocks that could go on for quite a while. And that's why we've just seen this 6.2 aftershock. There's so much previous damage to buildings right now. So even buildings or infrastructure that is still standing, it might only take a minor tremor, a minor aftershock, and they might collapse. But again, they don't know that much or too many details because of all the disruption of communication and all the damage from the first one. So why are these earthquakes happening? I mean, if you're a little bit educated with what's going on with ring of fires and tectonic plates, that image here that I showed you at the beginning, that might explain quite a bit of what's going on there. So the earthquakes that are happening west of Port Vila are related to the subduction along the Vanuatu Trench. So along the convergent plate boundary between Australia and the Pacific, that's where the Australian plate is sliding underneath the Pacific plate and submerges right into the Earth's mantle, right? A subduction zone. So when it gets locked and when it unlocks, it really shakes. So it creates tensions in the Earth's crust along this fault line. And that tension, if it moves, then is released in earthquakes. Same with the Cascadia fault line along the west coast of Canada and the US, meaning southern British Columbia, Washington State, Oregon, into the tip of Northern California. That is locked. It's a subduction zone. Tension is building up. And if that's unlocking, it drums up and it moves. It can create an earthquake magnitude 9 or even 10. So very dangerous. Vanuatu is a volcanic island, guys. That is also a fact that we have to really get into our heads. So it is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. So the island is a volcanic arc. That is a part of this. And luckily, and that's a good thing, the volcanoes that are on this arc in this region right now, they have not visibly, at least visibly, we can't see anything, reacted to these earthquakes so far. But there's a but or a however. If you look at the earthquake map that they're releasing in weekly overviews, you can see something, you can detect something. You can see that there have been many moderate and strong earthquakes along the fault zones of the South Seas. So near Tonga, for example, a 5.6, and then it shook the area near the submarine volcano Home Reef. So not good. Then there was also an earthquake magnitude 5 near Fiji. Further west, there was an earthquake 5.3 in the Indonesian Sunda Strait, where we also have a volcanic island located. Volcanic Anak Krakatau is located there. And then also moderate earthquakes in the Seram region south of Halmahera. So all these regions are trembling now. Is this all connected? You know, sometimes if tension's building up in one area, it can stretch over that. So in addition to these strong earthquakes, we don't need any volcanoes erupting there. But you cannot rule that out. I will keep you updated, guys. As always, we're dealing with earthquakes and volcanoes here. And that's exactly what you want to see, right? So, but if you do not only want to see volcanoes, check out that video here in the end screen. I really took a lot of time to put this together for you. So do me a favor, watch it and watch it till the end. Help me push this out a little bit. What's going on with these drone sightings? Are they UFOs? Is the government playing games? Is it just nutcases that let them fly? Why are we seeing them now in Brazil like orbs? That's how they call these round weird things. What is it? What is going on? What are the officials saying? And does that match the reality? Check out this video, guys. And have a great time. Have a beautiful Christmas time. And I hope to see you very soon. And in the name of Apollo, thank you for sending us the coffees to support Apollo's vet bill and for the supers here on YouTube. It helps so much, guys. You have no idea. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.